Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Audrey Brie. For those who are new here, welcome back to my channel. If you're new to the channel, please hit the subscription button. And if you've been waiting for me to come back and just do a video, I'm back. I cannot explain where I have been. Life just happens. When we become adults, life happens, yeah? But for those who are new here, you know I moved to a new city and I left Eldoret. Most of my content was about Eldoret, and I'm in a new city, and I'm still hoping to come back and do more content on adventure. That's a story for another day. So today, I woke up in the morning and there's a video by Janet Mbogwa that I saw on Instagram, and I was like, yeah, for sure, this life is happening. And I'm going to post the video or the clip of whatever she was saying over here.
Guys, we really have to check on each other. We really have to check in on people. There's been such a huge wave of grief and sickness and loneliness that's been, yes, around me, around people I love, but also around many of you. And I think what we've become good at is burying those feelings somewhere, because, see, we have to keep it moving. And then on top of that, we're also trying to figure out how to make money, how to earn a living, given that there's so many more expenses to deal with. And this might sound like the weirdest thing, but I want us to remember that as long as we're still here, there is something to look forward to. There's a way to navigate it, and I don't mean to say that in a very simplistic way. Loneliness is one of those very layered and complex feelings, and for each person, it's very different and very personal. That's why I started by saying, check in on people, but also check yourself. Check yourself if you feel that somebody narrating a lived reality is cloud chasing. I feel that we've completely clouded cloud chasing. It's there, it exists. But I think it's very dangerous if you skew it towards somebody just talking about their lived truth. And you're trolling them. People going online and pushing back is enabling even more loneliness and enabling sadness and anger and thoughts, unfortunately, and trigger alert of self-harm. Loneliness is an epidemic. It's an epidemic that we can address actively, intentionally, with the right resources, with the right spaces where people posting videos like this don't have people rolling their eyes saying, oh God, how much longer are you going to talk about these things? Or without trolling, or without, it doesn't mean people are not happy when they post videos like this. They have so many good things going on in life. I'm so grateful for the most amazing things and gifts that God has given me. It doesn't mean I don't get lonely. It doesn't mean you don't get lonely. And it doesn't mean we should be afraid to admit it. Yeah, we'll leave it at that.
And I also called my sister and I was like, don't you think loneliness is actually becoming an epidemic? Why are people just of late wanting to be alone? Everyone wants to be alone. And even in the neighborhood that I'm in, it's so, I've been here for about maybe 8 months, and I only maybe know like 2 or 3 neighbors. Like, everyone wants to be alone. Even in churches, fellowships, you can be in a community, but you still feel alone. I hope most of you can relate. And by that, I was just asking my sister, I can't understand why loneliness is actually starting to be an epidemic in Africa or in Kenya. And you guys can bear with me. Like, you can, I know you understand what I mean. It has become so hard to relate with one another. And I'm just wondering why. Why is it hard to relate? Yet this is one of the generations with the most resources to even like communicate. Like, we have internet, we have phones, we have apps like WhatsApp, Instagram to just call and check on one another frequently. We are always on our phones, yeah. And before I go ahead, I was just doing my own research on loneliness, and I was just figuring out the communities that are currently there are very minimal. We have very few communities. Fellowships, even in churches, fellowships are no longer as vibrant as they used to be. I'm a believer of faith. If you're new to the channel, you know that I've professed my faith to be Christian. Fellowships in the church, like, I remember when we were young, my parents really used to look forward to attending house fellowships or cell groups. Actually, I even remember we used to go to at least 3 fellowships. We had the kanisa, we had ingine estate, we had the chama. Like they were always having fellowships, and they used to visit one another, pray for one another. Like time moved fast because of such, community fellowships. They're also no longer healthy relationships. And I think also one of the causes of loneliness is because they are no longer healthy relationships. I was actually, as I said before, communicating to my sister today, and one of my biggest traits, I'm an extrovert. But the older I become, I'm starting to be an ambivert, extroverted and introverted, in that in the spaces that I feel secure, I am extroverted. There are areas that I feel insecure, I'm introverted. So I was just like, why the older I become, it doesn't feel safe as an adult. You don't feel safe to communicate to strangers. By the way, as an extrovert, I mean, like, I'm that type of a person. I'm going to come and ask you, what is your name? Where do you live? Are you new in this town? Can I show you around? I'm that type of a person. But I have incidences in life. I don't know if also when you grow up, it's part of wisdom. I don't know. I can't explain, but I'm still also learning. I'm learning to keep to myself because of the instances and circumstances that I've learned. And even my nature, naturally, I'm that person who will stop you in the street and say like, hi, please watch your back. But I'm becoming scared of doing that. I've become scared of doing that of late because the type of people or something genuine can end up being exaggerated or I don't know. Yeah, I'll explain that before I go on. So before I continue discussing about what has led to loneliness, I just want to read to you a scripture. Romans 12 verse 9 says, love must be sincere. Hate what is evil, cling to what is good, be devoted to one another in brotherly love. I'll take that again. Love must be, Romans 12:9 says, love must be sincere. Underline the word sincere. Hate what is evil, cling to what is good, be devoted to one another. Honor one another above yourself. I was reading this scripture the other day and meditating about it, and I was actually saying the fact that we cannot honor one another, it is so hard to have healthy relationship, and that's why most of us prefer being lonely. For you to have healthy relationships and build a community, number one, you should be able to avoid what is evil. And squeeze it to nona, everyone is after themselves. Like, people want to befriend other people because of what they're getting out of it. People are networking not because they want to be friendship or form a community with you as a human being, but for what they can get out of you. And I was discussing with my sister, I was saying it is so hard to form friendships even in communities because you don't know who is genuine. Even the scripture is saying, be sincere, love must be sincere. We don't know who's sincere. Everyone wants to get what they can from the other person. Even in leave alone communities, even in relationships. Nowadays, somebody is dating someone because of what they can get out of them. It's so unfair. It's so unruly. The world has become so selfish. I think that we're in the latter days. But before the enemy takes us, I'm going to address this. For us to have a healthy community or build healthy community and relationships, we should be able to be sincere people. Number one, sincere people, like our souls and genuinity from their heart should be sincere. Tunafaa kuacha kutaka kujua watu because of what we want to get from them and just know them as human beings, as a person. Number two, we should be able to hate what is evil and love what is good. By the time you're getting to know someone and you're coming from a sincere place, you should don't let the enemy use you for evil at all. Let me tell you guys, when I was telling you I've become introverted, it has just reminded me about some circumstances that happened to me while back when I was still very young. There's this particular lady that I helped to get a job in a company I was working with. And I was just like, from a place of sincerity, like she was an elderly person. And I don't know how, my spirit just liked her, and I could relate with her. I really wanted to assist her. She could come tell me about her children. But guys, do you know, the heart of man is deceitful. This is the same person who was trying to get me kicked out of that company. Can you imagine? And I was just like, but anyway, I've always encouraged myself in the Lord, like, my experiences will not hinder me from getting to know good people. I learned my lesson then, but I'm not going to make that experience make me have boundaries. Yes, I've had boundaries, but sometimes I'm also praying for healing from that experience, because there are people who are going to give you character development. In that, watafanya everyone who is coming to your life have to pay for their mistakes, of which the Bible is saying no. We are not supposed to do that. Our love must be sincere. Despite what has happened or taken place, our love has to be sincere. As I was saying, hate what is evil and cling to what is good. We can only have a healthy community if we hate what is evil. We cannot be wanting to be in a community yet we are gossiping from this. We are taking information from this person and taking to this person. Taking information from this other person and that's not a healthy community. Gossip cannot be part of us. We also cannot be kwanika up other people's nakedness. Like, somebody is disclosing something to you in secret and you publicly go and anika it outside there. I'm a Kenyan, guys, so I have a lot of shame. What would you say, Anika, is? I cannot confide in you in secrecy and you go ahead start announcing my business, putting all my dirty laundry in the public. That's not right. For us to have a healthy community, we should know how to hold other people in times of trouble and just be there with them, confide with them until the season is over. That is what communities used to do. I believe in the days of our grandparents and our great-grandparents, when communities were undergoing trouble, they shielded one another in that they could not get attacks from outside. You know, their communities had privacy. And even if they found out that you are snitching, taking information of this community to another community, you will be expelled from that community. That is how serious communities used to be. And I feel this is how we should live in today. I don't know why these values were not passed to this generation. We should be protective of our communities, or protective of our neighborhoods or our friends or our surroundings, for us to have healthy relationships. Otherwise, squeezy, you tell somebody one thing, mbio iko online, ishapelekwa kwa Edgar Obare News. It's like people are looking for your downfall. And most of them, it's your friends. Let me tell you, those people who are close to you, who know where you live, who know what you do, where you work, these are the people who carry information from your house to the BBC News. You know what I mean? And the other thing is, be devoted to one another in brotherly love. Ooh, this was my favorite part about this scripture. Devoted. Do you know how to be in a community? You should be devoted to build that community. Usikwe tu hapo like people are doing things, you are out to benefit. You're just waiting for them to come up with the plan, do the plan, solve the plan, and you're going to reap up the benefits. That is not being a good and sincere person. Like, if you want to be part of the community, take part in building that community, either resource-wise, either emotionally, either spiritually, in any way that you can changia for that community. Do it. If you're not able to bring resources, bring something. I believe you can do something. Bring service with your hands. take part in strategically. I don't know, guys, but I'm still going to do better research on that and come back. Anyway, so most of the things that I've said are biblical, but if you guys have other ways in which people can be able to join or have boundaries in communities, please comment down below. The only way we are able to solve loneliness is by joining clubs, volunteering, and find hobbies and communities. And the only way we can be able to maintain or sustain relationships in these clubs and these communities is just doing and maintaining healthy boundaries, of which I feel that society today, there are minimal of healthy boundaries. People are going through a lot, but they are scared to share because people don't know how to keep secrets. People don't know how to support in times of trouble. People don't know how to be with you. The reason why I'm saying this is because, again, my mother was giving me a story the other day, and she was saying one of her friends who had retired, their child died in the house because of high blood pressure, and she was just wondering, their neighbors, nobody knew about this lady, nobody called to find out how she was, or nobody knew whatever she's going, because by the time you reach a point of death, I mean, it must be serious. So yeah, I think everyone is wanting to be alone or prefers loneliness because the society is evil. Our values and our morals have become evil, and if we don't correct it early, the enemy is here to finish us. And you know, loneliness is not a good factor. There are sometimes loneliness can be an asset when God requires you to set yourself apart for a particular time to be hidden, especially for those who carry prophetic mantles. I know isolation and loneliness is one of the required requirements for you to just directly source from God, but for a particular period of time. But for us who are just normal and taking our day to everyday life, I feel like we should be very, very careful that the enemy doesn't take us out by loneliness. It's not a good thing for us not to check one another. And if you've been hurt when in a particular community, just know that is the enemy trying to set you apart and offend you. And you can do better. Today, the pastor prayed for us to just have capacity in whatever God is calling us to do. And I was telling my sister, I feel like I have been given a mantle of always bringing people together, yet the enemy has always fought me. I'm telling you guys, like one day I'll tell you my story. Men have hurt me. I'm telling you, men have taken my heart and squandered it like this, like tissue paper. And all I've done is given them love and sincerity. If you have known me personally, the days that I used to be or leave alone now I have a lot of boundaries. For some of my followers who know me personally, know that I can go. I am the type of ride or die. I can give myself for you. But I'm telling you, the enemy has taken my heart and he has squandered it like tissue paper, and he has put me. But every time I feel like I want to hide myself, I want to hide my bright light, God has a way of giving me capacity to build it up, giving me capacity to show up even in a better way, giving me capacity to show love, to show up, even placing me in positions where it requires me to show up and show love, even when I'm not able to. And yeah, with that, I hope and pray that I'm going to be forming a community and a club soon, and I want you to be part of it. But before that, go work on yourself, find a community. Let us kill the loneliness that the enemy is trying to use against us, because we know When you're lonely, you're idle, and an idle mind is the devil's workshop. You start thinking of so many evil things, of who hurt you, of why you belong to this world, as opposed to being with people who just light your bulb and you're enjoying socializing. They light up your social bulb, and you feel energized and loved and appreciated for you to live even more. Anyway, we have come to the end of the video. Hope you enjoyed today's video. Let me know what content you'd love me to see me create, and I'll see you on the next one. Love you. Bye.